Hey, hey. How are you guys well, no, it's not morning now. It's afternoon, right? It is afternoon. How are you guys this morning or this afternoon? So sorry. I keep getting it wrong. I'm used to being in here of the morning, but I was like, you know what? It's the first day where there's no Karen Reed trial stuff. So let's just, yeah. Let me go in and say hey to everyone. Hey, Henny and Lauren, mom and dada duo. Hey, Chaloon, good to see you, honey. Patricia, right? Can you believe the absolute crickets from the Readers? I know. They're all probably like, you know what? Leave us alone. We want to be left alone. Hey, Sherry, good to see you. Hey, Miss King. Yes. Did I see Proctor got rehomed? Yes. Yes, you did. QB sent me that yesterday. Um, yeah, he got rehomed. Mhm. There should be some sort of meeting coming up soon-ish to determine things, but yeah, he was let loose uh from that whatever. I'm not even sure exactly what all. I just know that whatever his position was is not the same. And they said it was after um, yesterday's non-verdict, since there wasn't a verdict, I guess. Hey, Morgana. Hey, Brenda. I actually felt a bit lost. Oh no. Don't feel lost. Don't do that. Hold on a second. I kind of want to share my screen. Hold on a second. Um, I'm gonna mute myself for a second. I'm gonna try to add my camera. Hold on. All right. Can you? Okay. Now, um, is the audio any good? Um, I am more used to it, Jaloon, my newer glasses, but I still don't like them. I mean, they're not perfect. It's not using my mic though, and I want it to use my mic. I should have had this better prepared, but I decided last minute. Hold on a second. Let me do a little fidgeting around here. Hold on a minute. Un momento. Plug my mouse in over here. Okay. Now I need to. Julian says we're here for the ride. No worries. Oh, yay. Well, I'm glad for that, right? I might have to go back to the non-video part just because, yeah, I'm going to have to figure this out. But in the meantime, hey, Shiraz. Oh, my God. Look at you. Hey. Did you get everybody? You did. We're going to take a brief intermission though here at the very beginning. We've been live like 10 minutes and I'm having tech issues. I need to figure out my my microphone because it's using the microphone from my laptop and not my actual mic. You know what I'm saying? So hold on just a second. Hold on just a second. Let me see if I can figure that out. I have it plugged into a different spot. You want to watch my tech issues? Tech issues are no fun. I mean, they're not horrible unless you can't edit them out in your live. Then they're horrible. But I know that. Hold on a second. I'm going to cut my camera for a minute. And I'm going to mute myself for a minute. Okay. Is the sound any better? I think I got it switched over to my actual microphone. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. At least you don't throw things. I mean, I've been known to do that a time or two. Right. What makes a chai latte dirty? That is a legit question because I'm not positive either. I'm really not. I've heard of the dirty chai latte, but I don't know what makes it dirty. What makes it dirty? Ooh, a shot of espresso. Morgana says, if it's not working, Jenny, just throw a cough drop at it and then you can buy a new one. Stop it. Okay, so that's crisp, clean audio now. Yeah, see, I like my microphone. All right. So, hold on a minute. Other tech issue here. Hold on a minute. Lord have mercy, you guys. This is a train wreck. I try not to be train wreckish all the time, but you guys are here for the train wreck, right? So I've got two different. Okay, there we go. You're so funny. You're so funny, Morgana. Espresso, how is this not already in my life? Ooh, if you want it SLUTTY, you can add alcohol. Okay, well, I like that. I like that idea. All right, so Hold on just a second. I'm going to I need copy, and then I need to um just to make this a little easy on myself. Hold on a second. All right. Now, well, I don't want to be that Morgana, but I do like a little bit of alcohol. Not gonna lie. Oh, Kayleen's in office today. No SLUTTY for her. I can't even hardly say it. All right. So, you guys over there in my Discord, because I have two different devices that I'm using right now because I can't figure my life out. I am dropping links that I need into the Discord. So, just so you know. All right. Present. Uh, this website here. Um, hold on, let me. That's not what I want. I want this one. Or maybe this one. Okay. So, you guys just say slippery instead. You're so funny, Shiraz. I love you. And I'm glad that you're here. I bet you're like, what am I going to do today with no trial? That's what everybody else is doing. I saw something on Twitter today that was like, it was like a picture of someone laying like, oh, what am I going to do today? Now that there's no, Karen Reed trial, what am I going to do? All right. So we have this article from the New York Post. I will say I'm going to hold on a minute. What was I going to do? All right. Oh, I know what I was going to do. I was going to go over here and put up this trigger warning banner. You can actually participate instead of supervising, right? I know. And you're right. You're right. So what we're gonna talk about today is Alexee. I almost said Alex. Alexee Trevizo. Okay. This gal is 19 years old, or was. I don't know what her current. I don't know. Anyway, I remember following this back when it happened. Okay. She's pregnant, does not tell her mother, apparently, and winds up in the emergency room with back pain and has her baby in the bathroom. And puts this child, this infant, full-term infant, in the trash can. And later, the housekeeping, doctors, nurses, staff find it. Him, it's a little boy. And anyway, she ends up getting arrested for, I think they charged her with first-degree murder. Then the really sad thing is later on, we find out that she has a lawyer who has filed a wrongful death suit against the hospital. So, can you imagine? Can you imagine? No. That's a no for me. All right. Let's go over here. And go through this article. All right. Hey, Margaret. How are you today? Every other day, maybe it wouldn't have taken so long to get through the trial. Oh my God, right? Okay. So, well, Shiraz, Alexee Trevizo is scheduled, her trial is scheduled for August, if I'm not mistaken. We'll take a look at it though. But all right. So this is just the beginning story. So the teen who allegedly dumped baby in the trash can, master manipulator who hid her pregnancy, and that's coming from her classmates. So this is from the New York Post. Why am I getting dings? Oh. Okay. So here it says the New Mexico teen who allegedly dumped her newborn in a hospital trash bin was a master manipulator who knew she was pregnant and even named the baby boy before killing him, her classmates alleged. So, according to her mother and in the way that she acts in the hospital surveillance, like footage, and the body cam footage, she's like, "Well, I had no idea. I didn't know, blah, blah, blah," which I'm struggling to believe that the mom didn't know because I've got a video that I'm going to share with you guys. She's a cheerleader and she was 8 or 9 months pregnant when she had this baby. And I'm just like, how do you not know this? How do you not see this? I don't understand it. And she's in her cheerleading uniform in this video that I'm going to show you guys here in a little bit. And it's obvious to me that she's pregnant, but here we go. Alexee Trevizo, 19 years old, reportedly denied her pregnancy, blaming her weight gain on birth control pills, but reportedly revealed the truth to some of her high school classmates, the teen's former friends told Daily Mail. She even planned to name the child Alex, the friends claimed. She knew she was pregnant and hid it from almost everyone, one former classmate said. According to the outlet, she told me that she had just gained weight because she was on the pill. Now, I mean, also one thing that, like, if she had classmates that knew about it, I'm like, how did they not say anything? You know what I mean? Like, how would they not say? I mean, I'm sure they spoke after the fact, right? But 19, Shiraz. At this time, I think she was 19. So this happened back in what, 23, 22? 2023. Well, actually, no, hold on. Let me, um, I think it was January of 2023. I mean, it's not that, so she's probably 20 now, something like that. Um, all right. So where did I end? Trevizo, 19, from Artesia, New Mexico, was charged with first-degree murder, okay, and tampering with evidence in May after secretly delivering the baby boy in the bathroom at Artesia General Hospital. So, another thing to keep in mind too is that she didn't have this baby. You know how, like, when you're in a hospital room, you have your own hospital, like, your own personal bathroom? Well, she was in the emergency room. So, she was a senior, Kayleen. I don't know if she was held back a year. I don't know if she was 18 when this happened and now she's 19. But um, she did attend her prom. We're going to see pictures of that here in a second. I mean, Shiraz, me too. Shiraz says, I'm inclined to give teenagers a lot of empathy and space to make extremely bad decisions. Um, this is a tough one though, you know? Um, yeah, pretty recent. Yeah, right, Chaloon. Yeah. 19 and in high school. People were talking about that as well, Margaret, right? Um, mm, she initially aroused suspicion. Oh, what I was saying about the bathroom thing. So there's surveillance that we'll watch of her, like, literally running down the hallway in the hospital to the bathroom. And so it was like everyone can use this bathroom. It wasn't like her own personal bathroom in her own hospital room because she was in the emergency room. So she initially aroused suspicions after she was admitted to the hospital with back pain on January 27th, then locked herself in the hospital bathroom for approximately 19 minutes. Um, and then here is a photo of her. And it says Alexee Trevizo allegedly knew she was pregnant and named her child Alex Fierro with her boyfriend Devin Fierro's last name before allegedly killing the child. So this is a photo of her in the emergency room with her mom standing by. I'm not positive on that, Kel. If so, it hasn't really been mentioned, or I haven't seen it. Um, Kayleen says, that's a good question. How did she know it was a boy before she gave birth? Good question. This is a photo of her with her boyfriend at the prom after it happened. Trevizo said she didn't know what to do after the child's body was found in the trash bin. But here's a picture of her and her boyfriend at the prom. This was when was the prom? Proms are usually what? Held towards the end of the school year, so, I don't know, you guys tell me, when are proms? Maybe 3 or 4 months after the fact? I mean, she looks pretty, he looks handsome, right? May, usually. Yeah. I know, Chaloon, how do you I don't know, I don't understand that either. Like, how do you just something else that I notice, and maybe you guys will catch this here in a little bit too. Whenever we watch the body cam, she kept saying nothing was crying after she had the baby. Nothing was crying. And I'm like, mm, nothing was crying. It's a baby. Um, odds are 50-50, right? Sure as. Uh, ay, ay, ay. And Brenda says that's crazy unless they were made to think they just had to move on. I don't know. I mean, I kind of feel like she was very separated from oops, sorry, very separated from the the whole situation. Like she's like, it's done and it's over with. I want to move on with my life. I wanted this out of the way. I feel like she wanted it out of the way anyway. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Um Doctors and nurses eventually open the door. Ooh, this is where it gets tough. So, trigger warning, trigger warning, trigger warning. Um, Doctors and nurses eventually open the door to a grisly scene. A blood soaked Trevizo had done something to herself to try to terminate the pregnancy. But one of the nurses found a dead, full term baby in the trash bin. The red flags were there, her friend said, as Trevizo gained weight beginning in November. We didn't want to get into her business. The last thing you want to ask someone who looks like they've gained weight is if they're pregnant, one of her friends said. Mm. So here is a photo, a still shot of um, the surveillance footage at the hospital where she's literally running down the hallway holding her butt. Like literally running down the hallway holding her butt. She knows that baby is coming out now. You know what I mean? She's like, "Ooh, let me out of here." Um, uh, sure as. It's a great point. I think at this age, it's not a baby, it's a problem. Yeah. Mhm. Ooh, what did you do, Steph? What did you do, Steph? Um, Chaloon said, "I hope that nurse had trauma counseling." Well, you know what? Um, the gal that was over the, what do you call it? What do you call the housekeeping? Yeah. She's the one that really struggled, like, really, really struggled with it. Oh, you put your computer chair together all by yourself. Good job, Steph. Look at you go. Good job. It's a pretty chair too, by the way. So Yeah, literally running down the hallway, holding her bottom. When the weight gain became too noticeable to be ignored, Trevizo told her friends that she had to go on a diet, but still did not cop to being pregnant, her friends said. So I wonder how many friends she actually did tell, how many people did know, you know? And I'm still struggling to believe that mom didn't know. You know what I mean? I'm struggle with that. But at the same time, when you watch the surveillance video of it, you see the mom is very, in my opinion, the mom is very shocked and surprised and like mortified, right? Completely mortified. So I don't know. Um, she even told the nursing staff after she was admitted to the hospital that she was not pregnant. She had regular periods and was not sexually active, although lab tests later confirmed she was pregnant. So keep that in your back pocket for when the medical malpractice lawsuit against the hospital comes up. She was discovered when she was discovered covered in blood in the bathroom. Hospital staff initially thought she had been trying to harm herself until a hospital housekeeper found the baby tied in a separate bag at the bottom of the trash can. So this baby was tied in a separate bag. What she did was she had this baby, put it in a trash bag, tied it up, put it in the bottom of the trash can, and then put a clean trash bag in. So you wouldn't potentially see the baby in the trash can. Um, Brenda says I had a cousin that no one knew she was pregnant until she went into labor in their bathroom at home. She didn't kill the baby. Her mom took the baby and raised it. Oh, major surprise at that moment. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know that that can happen. I mean, I've seen like TV shows. I can't remember what that TV show is called where, um, women go into the hospital complaining of whatever. And then they're like, "Oh, you're pregnant and you're about to give birth." And they're like, "What?" I mean, I know that that can happen. Um, but she just looked pregnant, you know? Um, hold on, let me find my spot. When news broke of a dead newborn, several people at Artesia High School said it was Alexee's baby. One of the teens said. A few weeks later, Alexee and her boyfriend Devin returned to school. There were whispers about what had happened, but no one knew anything for certain, the friend continued. Alexee and Devin came back to school and acted like nothing was wrong, the former classmate added. They didn't even tell anyone why they had been away, nor did anyone ask. Um, so that's just another indicator to me. I think that, or an indication to me that people knew. And I'm sure there were people who assumed, word spread around. You know how the rumor mill is, right? Especially with kids. Um, let me check the comments with you guys. Patricia said, She did everything she could to ensure that poor baby wouldn't live. She could have given birth to him there and gotten anyone for help and say she didn't want the baby and didn't want her mom in the room. Yeah, she could have. I mean, she was an adult at the time. Um, let me see. Let me see. Oh no, right? I have to be careful with that here too, Margaret. You say the name and she's like, "How can I help you? What would you like today?" I'm like, "Shut up, get out of my face." Ah, I might have to rename her. Someone mentioned renaming them um the other day. Let me see. Trevizo was even pictured at smiling at her prom months after allegedly killing her child. The photographer who snapped the photo said, "You would never have known about the incident at the hospital." Trevizo's trial is set for October 2. Okay, well, maybe it is for October. Why was I thinking August? Alexee. Ooh. Now mine's going to go off. Alexee. Sorry. Nah. Okay, cancel. How did I know that was going to happen again? You guys. I need more coffee too, Margaret. That chick back there behind me, she needs to mind her own business. All right. One of her friends said that she is a narcissist. She named the baby boy, the one she is accused of killing, Alex Fierro. So she gave the baby the boyfriend's last name. She deserves the last statement here on this is on this article says she deserves some serious prison time if convicted for what she did. She needs to pay for her crime, the friend continued. More importantly, she is going to have to answer to God for what she did to her son. Wowzers. So, yeah, that's kind of that. Let me catch back up with you guys. Truth is stranger than fiction, right, Chaloon? Oh, Steph, that's such a good point, right? Oh, man. She's good for a lot of things, but other times you're just like, "Excuse me, ma'am. Can you go away right now? Just go away." All right. Let me share the next thing that I have. Let me send this to my Discord so I can grab it. All right. Let me pause it. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, bum. All right, let me see. I'm not sure if this is going to work well or not. Let me see, though. Hold on. David Swift was supposed to reconvene at 9 this morning. Oh, did you see what happened? 'Cause I haven't looked. Alright, we're gonna share this tab. Um Hold on a second. Is it gonna pick up the audio? I don't know. It said something about my audio. Mm. Let me know if you guys can hear this. Why can't I hear it? Why can I not hear it? Let me try this again. Hold on. Okay.
Body cam video of cops arresting a teenage cheerleader for allegedly murdering her
There's
newborn
0
baby.
audio. Hmm. You can hear the audio? Why can't I hear it? The video audio you can hear? Okay, okay. I don't understand why I can't hear it. I'm so confused. Alright, so this video is only like 2 minutes long, but you can see here is they've got this circled section here, like highlighted, that shows Alexee, okay? Um No audio for you, Jenny. Come back 1 year. That's what it feels like. I can't hear it. I don't know why I can't hear it. Okay. I'm gonna hit play.
We are seeing new video of a
Yeah,
cheerleader
I
who
can't hear
secretly
anything.
gave birth in a hospital and then, according to authorities,
You can tell
left
she's
her
pregnant.
baby to die in a garbage can. She claims she didn't know she was pregnant and panicked. But as Amber Cogliano reports, many say looking at this video of her with her squad, she had to know she was expecting. It's dramatic, just released body cam video of cops arresting a
I mean, it was obvious she was pregnant, right? To you guys? Could you see that? Um You would have thought she was pregnant, right?
teenage
Okay,
cheerleader.
now I can hear it. Now I can hear it. I didn't have my volume up or on. Oh my god. I'm gonna rewind it back and look at that again though, because it's obvious to me she's pregnant, but I don't know.
We are seeing new video of a cheerleader who secretly gave birth in a
I
hospital
mean, look
and
at
then,
that belly
according to
right there. Look at that. That is not a and moms are smart, you know, especially when you have teenage daughters who have boyfriends who I don't know. If it was a thing where she was gaining weight, then she would have if her belly looked like that, then she would have chunky neck, chunky face, chunky arms, chunky legs, chunky thighs, chunky butt. And there's none of that. It's just a big old pregnant belly. I mean, look at that belly pooched out.
To authorities, left her baby to die in a garbage can. She claims she didn't know she was pregnant and panicked. But as Amber Cogliano reports, many say looking at this video of her with her squad, she had to know she was expecting. It's dramatic.
Wow. I just can't with that. I know, right, Margaret? If she was gaining weight, she'd gain it all over. I mean, she had skinny legs, skinny arms. Her face was skinny. She just had a big pregnant belly. It was plenty obvious. And living in New Mexico, I can't see, like, even in the winter time, how warm is it there? Do they still, like, right, Jaloon, I know. Does it get cold? Well, I mean, I'm just thinking to myself, okay, if it does get cold, then I can and it was they said she started gaining weight in November. So you've got November, December, January. The end of January is when she has this baby. So she may have been able to cover it up with big baggy clothes. But when here's the thing, like, I know, like, back in the day when I was a cheerleader, if I came out onto the, gym floor looking like that and my mom wasn't in the stands, then my mom's friends would have been in the stands, and they would have been like, "Yo, Sally, your girl, you might ought to take her to the doctor because, girl, she looks pregnant." You know what I mean? Especially now in today's society. I don't know. I don't know. Sure as my first thought was she's carrying high. Yeah. That deserty, cold, snows in some parts. Okay. All right. Mom might not see what she doesn't want to see. My mother was legend that way. I get it. I get it. I get it. But she got smacked in the face with reality on whatever day they went to the emergency room. That's for sure. That's for sure. So she ends up getting arrested in May, I think, at home. Now I don't know if this was before or after prom. She bonded out, that kind of thing. But let's see if in this video if there's any more images of her in her cheerleading outfit. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here's some.
The ER for back pain. But is that believable? Check out this video of Alexee performing on her high school cheerleading squad less than 3 weeks before she gave birth.
I mean, look, right there. Okay? You see all these girls surrounding her. Now, I'm not wanting please don't take what I'm about to say as body shaming. I'm a big girl. I've been a big girl for a lot of years. And I don't want to ever give the impression that I think it's only skinny girls who can be cheerleaders. That is not the fact. That is not the truth. Anybody that wants to be a cheerleader should be a cheerleader, regardless of their size, whatever. That's not where I'm coming from. What I'm coming from here is that all of these girls that are imaged here are skinny. They all are stick figure-y girls. And then you have Alexee there. I'm gonna have to go turn my Alexa off because she's gonna be all about it here in a second. I mean, there you have her look at these girls right here in the front. You got stick, stick, stick. And then you got this with the big old bump.
Cops say that's a baby bump showing.
Look at that right there, even.
And
I mean, look at that. Look how big that's popping out. Like, she is so pregnant at this point that she's even at that point where you're just ladies that have been pregnant and you're that far along, you know where what I'm talking about when you like her leaning back to like do whatever she's doing with her tennis shoes, you know. It pushes that bump out further. Exactly. She's not comfortable. Kel, that's a good question. But I think that maybe it's possible if they would have said something or like, I don't know. I mean, could she have filed some sort of like civil suit against them for, I have no idea. Shiraz says Artesia is between Roswell and Carlsbad in the lower eastern quadrant of New Mexico. It's not a high elevation, so not typically cold like it is in higher elevations. Okay. Well, the only thing I was going where with that was would she have been able to cover up, you know, in the wintertime, her biggest chunk of her pregnancy belly with big clothes? But I mean, even if she did, like I said, it's not like she's hiding it when she's out here on the gym floor in a super tight cheerleading outfit where God and everybody can see her. You know, did mom ever go to these ball games? I'm so confused how mom didn't know. Margaret says, my high school would let you go until you were about 5 to 6 months, and then they would put you in the satellite school, which was usually one classroom all day long sitting. Oh my God, really? Wow. In hindsight, many of those people probably felt like they didn't have to. I mean, I don't know. It's just blatantly obvious that she's preggo.
she must have known she was pregnant. I spoke with her defense attorney.
Now, this is her lawyer. Let's get a little taste of what he's going to say. I want to get to because I've got an article, not an article, but I've got the court document here where he files a wrongful death suit against the hospital. So I don't know if we're going to get to that today, but definitely going to be taking a look at it. I know those eyes. Ugh.
Gary Mitchell.
In the video, she clearly has a baby bump. How can she say she didn't know she was pregnant?
That's what she thought. She thought she wasn't pregnant because she's still having her monthly cycle, and that's a big issue.
Gary,
I'm sorry. I'm not buying that. She's telling him or her family or the cops or the hospital that she's still having her monthly. You guys, I'm not going to say that that can't happen. I know that that can happen, but I'm not buying that she had a period every single month. I'm not buying it. Shiraz, he's suing the hospital for medical malpractice, wrongful death. It's a wrongful death suit. I don't know where what the latest has been, but he filed a year ago for not long after, well, about 6 months after this happened. It looks like he filed the hospital for wrongful death and said that the baby was dead when she had it, and that they shouldn't have let her go to the bathroom unmonitored or whatever because she was mentally whatever. And I can't remember exactly what all, but he was basically saying that they ran the pregnancy tests and all that. They should have known that she was pregnant before they let her, dilly dally and go to this bathroom and have this baby in there for 20 minutes. And they thought she was having when they first came out of the bathroom before they found the infant, the doctor came in there and was like, "We think you're having a miscarriage." But then they find the infant, the housekeeper does. And that's when the police are called and all of that. Yeah, he said it was the hospital's fault. Yeah. All right. Let me see. He sounds drunk. Sorry, hold on. I'm scrolling through because I got a bunch of comments I missed. Shiraz says there's a lot of traditional old school families that marry very young. Schools don't shun pregnant students anymore like they used to, right? They didn't want the liability of a pregnant student going into labor on school property. My sister had 2 kids as a teen, so I get it. But as a pregnant student, it may not have been safe for her to remain cheerleading. And then I saw Steph's comment about the exercise. And yeah, I mean, they will tell you, but at the same time, if she's having any sort of, did she have checkups? I mean, would there have been anything to have, would the doctor have been like, yo, you probably shouldn't be doing this past whatever time? I don't know. Yeah, they do know who the father is, Kel, and that's who she went to prom with, and he actually shows up to the hospital. Um behind on the chat, but I do hold her responsible. She was at the hospital with a full-term baby. Even if the family would be mad, she had choices. I agree, Miss King. Shiraz says, I don't know what the particulars are, so we'll see, but it's a ridiculous suit on its face. Then again, so was the McDonald's coffee lawsuit. Right. That was funny. It's hot coffee, for crying out loud. Come on.
You don't think she looks pregnant in that video?
I don't make a judgment on that, and I can't make a judgment on that.
This body cam video shows the somber
There's
moment.
the boyfriend right there, Kel, if you're still here. So this is the mom, this is the boyfriend, and the boyfriend's mom. And then the guy that's sitting over here on the other side of the mom is her husband. But he's not Alexee's bio dad.
Cops talked to Alexee's boyfriend, Devin Fierro, in a hospital waiting room.
You are more than likely would be the father? Okay.
Alexee is free on $100,000 bail.
Alexee Trevizo has pled not guilty to first-degree murder.
So she pled guilty, or not guilty, I mean. I know, Sue in the hospital. I think that he just did that to avoid this first-degree murder charge. Like, they're just pointing fingers at each other, you know? Oh. Steph says, Jenny, that was a valid suit. They were heating it way beyond the limit. Oh, were they? See, I don't even remember. I just remember hearing people on both sides of the fence on the McDonald's. I didn't ever keep up with that. Shouldn't be hot enough to melt the skin on your thighs if you drop it. Yeah, that's true. That's very true. You all know my record was spilling coffee. Oh my God. That's so funny. You're right, Margaret. Oh, there you go, Shiraz. The McDonald's lawsuit was portrayed as some dumb woman trying to get rich from a corporate institution. But if you look at it, her actual case, she had a legit case. Totally changed my mind. Ooh, I have to check that out. Like I said, I mean, I remember hearing about it, but I personally assumed that that's what it was too. That it was I didn't even know if it was a woman or not. I just knew somebody went through and got coffee and sued McDonald's because it was too hot. But I didn't realize that it was, The chicken nugget one is frustrating, though. Don't feed your toddler hot food in a car. They could choke anyway. Oh, I haven't heard about that one either. Lord have mercy. I can't with stuff like that. Let me go over here and grab the next little nugget. Let me copy this. And hold on just a second, you guys. Copy. Let me drop this over here in Discord. All right. Now, volcanic temperature. Lord have mercy. Jeez Louise. All right. Let me open this. Present. Share. All right. So now this is the hospital surveillance, okay? This is like I don't know, what is it? About 2 hours long. We're not watching all of this because the vast majority of it is just people walking back and forth and a lot of like dead space. So we'll kind of get through and scroll through the more important parts. And then you can see here on the top, it says January 27th, 2023, 1:32 a.m. And I don't think there's any sound either, but you can see, let me get to about here. That's where I'm going to play. So just keep your eye on the screen and you'll see here in just a second, Alexee come down the hallway holding her butt. And she's walking to the bathroom, which is going to be in that upper right-hand corner of the hallway. You're going to see her here in just a few seconds. Thinking it was at the 7-minute and something mark. Here is like the office nurses station. And then the bathroom where she's going to be going is right here. She's like running to the bathroom, not just walking. She's like, ooh, let me get there. Let me get there. There she goes. So she goes into the bathroom. It's 1:38:59. It just turned 1:39:02 a.m. So let's say 1:39 a.m. Let me get a pen. 1:39 a.m. 1:39 a.m. And then you'll see, hold on, 1:39 a.m. She goes into bathroom. Okay, and then just a second, you'll see a guy in like blue scrubs. There's her mom right there. She's automatically coming to check on her. She's like, yo, you good? But the guy here in the blue, I don't know if he's a nurse or what, but I feel like he's just kind of standing there waiting. I don't know if somebody at the nurse's station is like, keep an eye on her, but he's just kind of standing there waiting. And I think even he goes down here in a little bit and like pecks on the door and, you okay? Everything good? And I don't know. I think this is like one of those, like it's not like a bathroom that has like stalls in it. I think it's just like one person bathroom. You know, you open the door, shut it, lock it, and it's just you in there. Because she has the door locked. So wait, what's going on with Margaret? Hold on. Oh, they did. They approved her severance agreement. I just got the email, so it's time to diamond paint and forget the rest. Yay! See, okay, now he's going down the hallway. It looked like he took gloves off. He's not okay, he's not checking on her yet. Yeah, it's the one toileter type bathroom, right, Margaret? Oh. All right. So I'm gonna skip to Maloo, skip to Maloo, skip to Maloo, skip to Maloo, my darling. Okay, that nurse comes back down the hallway again. I don't think he stops. No, he don't. Okay. He walks back down there again, completely bypassing the bathroom door. At this point, it is the clock says 1:40, almost 1:46 a.m. So she's been in there for about 6 or 7 minutes. Um, Probably having already given birth at this point. Makes my stomach turn just thinking about it. And that guy right there, I think he's one of the he's another nurse. He I remember he is one of the ones that gives an interview with the police afterwards and speaks with the family and stuff. I don't know if he's like the head nurse on charge that night. I can't remember. Um, yeah, Margaret, I believe so too. Margaret says the way that she was holding her backside, I think that baby was making its way out. I agree. She was in there for, they said, 19 minutes. Now the housekeeping gal that went in there to clean up said that there was, trigger warning, blood everywhere, and it was smeared like she was trying to clean it up. So she had to have had the baby. She had to have taken time to, how do I say this in a non-grotesque way? I don't know how she undid the umbilical cord. I don't know how she did that. I mean, she's in a bathroom. I know that she didn't take a pair of scissors in there with her. There goes the mom again to check on her, and at this point, it is 1:49. So it's been about 10 minutes. She's talking to her through the door. You can tell she's standing there just talking to her through the door. But Chaloon, that's kind of one thing that I've heard that as well. Somebody that did an interview said that it looked like it had been like chopped up. They said it looked like strands of, I can't remember how she explained it. No, Shiraz, she didn't have anything with her. No. Mm-mm. Um, But yeah. Just so I don't have to say it here, let me put Chaloon's. I'll let Chaloon and Margaret say it. Oh, hold on. Where did it go? Here it is. Yeah. That's what I heard too. And Margaret for the umbilical cord. Brenda, honey, I don't know. Sorry, Lauren. I know this is a very trigger warning thing. So the mom's checked on her again. Here in a minute, she'll be, what time is it now? 1:51. Here soon you'll start noticing the nurses and the doctor like going and checking. She'll come out of there. I can't remember what. This is the doctor. This gal here with the white coat. She's the doctor. I think at this point they're getting super antsy because it's been like 11, 12 minutes. He's putting gloves on or getting ready to put gloves on. Oh, she's going out of there with a cart. I don't know what she must be going to see another patient. I have to explain to QB why I'm dropping these links in the Discord. Oh. All right. Here goes the doctor again. She's pointing to the bathroom. She's talking to the nurse in the blue scrubs, and she's talking to him, and she pointed to the bathroom. And I mean, I don't know what she's saying. Obviously, we can't hear it, right? But in my mind, I'm thinking she's saying, well, have you checked on her? What did she say? What's going on in there? Shiraz, sadly, oh, nothing's going on with QB. She just said that she was going to start a QB, Alexee Trevizo thing in my Discord over here thing. But Shiraz, if I'm not mistaken, they did say the baby was alive because they did an autopsy. And I've got the video that talks about the autopsy on the baby. But yeah, the baby was alive. I don't know, Margaret. I mean, there are police interviews with the staff, the doctors, and stuff. Yeah, her shoulder. Yeah. Channel thread. Yeah. See, I'm not great at that yet. Shiraz, I'm not great at it. I'm not great at it yet. But now you can see that nurse in the blue scrubs, he's just standing there, like, waiting. But I remember at some point they said I think it was him or maybe the other nurse with the red hat on had basically told her, "If you don't open this door, we're gonna get the key and open it in just a couple more minutes. Like, you need to come on out." And, they kept saying that they kept hearing the paper towel dispenser and, like, water running. Is where she's trying to clean the mess up, right? Um, so they know something's going on. But at this point, they think that she's either having a miscarriage or they think that she's doing something to harm herself. So, let me go back over here and it's at 1:56, so that is what? You guys math for me, 1:40. It's like 16 minutes. So she's in there for another 3, 4, 5 minutes, something like that, before she opens the door and comes on out. And after she comes out, that's when the nurse goes in there and they're like, "Whoa, something's happened." They don't see the baby for a long time. Um, they don't see the baby until after they did not kill. They did not know she was pregnant at this time. They had apparently done there, she's got the door open. There she comes out. There she comes out. So he's basically saying the place is a mess. The place is a mess. Let me rewind it. Now I'm gonna let you pay some more attention here. Like right here. Can you guys see my mouse? I don't know if you can see my mouse. Hold on a minute. I'm hovering my mouse right here. Hopefully you can see it. You can't see anything in the floor right here now, but after she walks through and passes, you see a spot on the floor. I think that's blood, and I think that there is a trail of blood that they talk about in the interviews and stuff. But yeah, I mean, she has this baby, and she's like, "Oh, okay, I'm fine now," you know. Uh, let me see. Just keep an eye on this floor right here where I'm hovering with my mouse, and you'll see a spot. You don't see it now, but watch. When she walks by, now you see it. I don't know if it was like a footprint. I wanna see his reaction when he comes out of that bathroom. So, they open the door. You know he sees the mess instantly. You know the doctor sees it. So she goes back to she throws this whatever away, leaves the spot of blood in the floor. The guy in the blue scrubs comes out and he's like pointing back there saying it's a mess. Somebody's got to go clean that mess up. Um See, now they're looking down the floor. They can see it. Did you see her point? Watch. The lady in the black. Watch the lady in the black. The lady in the black, she sees it, and then she points to the gal behind her. She's like, "Look at this. It's a trail of blood all up and down this hallway." And here she goes. Watch her. Watch her. Mm-mm-mm. Oh, look at this. See the girl in the red? I don't remember that. The girl in the red. Wow. Wow. You can see well, you can't see her face, but you can tell by her body language that she is horrified by what she sees when she opens that door up. The gal in the red. She like goes forward and then she goes back like, no ma'am. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. She's like terrified. Watch her. She leans forward and then she's like, nope. Nope, nope, nope. She's pointing to the floor, pointing to the bathroom, like, look, blood everywhere. And then that girl is just standing there, like, what in the world have we just walked into? Hmm. Oh, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Let me catch up with you guys in the chat. Yeah, isn't it horrible? It's horrifying. Shiraz says he told them there was blood in the bathroom, continues to walk briskly towards the camera in the same direction as Trevizo. Black scrub spots bloody footprints. So are people saying that they should have looked in the trash at that point? How else could the hospital be liable? Kel, the reason that they're saying that the hospital is liable is because they're saying that the baby was dead. Now, I don't know if he's saying that, if that was before the autopsy, because they did an autopsy on the infant, right? Um, so I'm not positive about that, but there was a whole line of things that, like, the time that it took for them to get the results back from the pregnancy test. There was just a lot of different things on the hold on, let me look real quick. Um mm, apparently they had given her different medications. Um for the back pain. Uh, failure to develop and implement an appropriate nursing plan of care for a 19-year-old. Oh, where did that go? This thing is plumb stupid. I need to download um this actual document. So a lot of it has to do with it says an inappropriate lack of determining that she was pregnant. And the fact that they gave her medication through her IV, I guess, for back pain. There's a big, massive document here. Um, all kinds of stuff. You think the staff knew at this point that they're looking at a crime scene? At this point, Shiraz, I think that they thought that she was either miscarrying because the doctor comes in there here momentarily. When we watch the actual um I can't remember if it was because the body cam wouldn't have been the police officer there at that time. I can't remember if maybe it was during an interview with the doctor, or one of the nurses that had said that the doctor had gone in there and said, "We think you're in the middle of a miscarriage." And but that's all at that point. Uh mm, what was her end game? Her end game was to do away with this baby and continue her life like normal. That was her end game, in my opinion. Shiraz says, I don't think she had a plan to get away with anything. She was just in runaway mode. I don't know that she was forced to go to the hospital, Steph. I just know that she went to the emergency room for back pain. And her mom took her. So, what was Lauren's question? Brenda, this whole thing makes me sick. How can somebody's brain work like that? I don't know, ma'am. Kayleen says, I didn't notice an IV pole when she was walking. Probably thought she was constipated. Shiraz says, child brain. My supposition is that she had the emotional development of a middle schooler. I just don't know what she expected would happen at that hospital. I think most hospital staff are trained to rule out pregnancy first, especially given her age and symptoms. Even if the patient says there's no way they could be pregnant, assume they are anyway. Well, and see, that's kind of, I think that the doctor was like, yeah, we gave her medication for her back pain, but it wouldn't have been anything that would have harmed a baby. Because from what I gather, they were waiting on results. I don't know specifically. I mean, I'm sure pregnancy would have been one of the, Kel, I'm not sure how long she was in the emergency room. I can't remember. I know it was mentioned what time she shows up there, but I don't know. I don't know how long she was there before she went into the bathroom. I'm not positive. Those are great questions, you guys. I need to look into all these things. Very interesting. Let me hit play on this so we can see what happens next. So I'm skipping through until I see some movement because, like I said, there's a lot of like empty space here and there. You just see a lot of people walking around, and at this point, I think all of them gathered over there in the nurses section, in the nurses desk station, to figure out what we're gonna do here. So we need somebody to come clean this up. We need the doctor to go check her out. Blah blah blah. So the gal in red goes across into another room. She's on the phone. I don't know who she's talking to, but okay. You have the gal there in black going back. At this point, nobody knows there's even a baby. Nobody knows there's a baby. Nobody realizes that she just gave birth in that bathroom. And they don't for a little bit until the housekeeping gal comes in. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, the gal there in the black is the housekeeping. I could be wrong. I'm not positive, but I think she just goes in there to kind of assess whatever, and then she comes back with a cart, like a cleaning cart with all of the stuff and mop and everything. But I might be wrong. I can't remember if she's the one or if it's someone else that comes through there, but you ain't wrong, Shiraz. Rural hospitals, ma'am. Right? Oof. We call them Band-Aid stations around here, but okay. I'm just gonna skip through. Okay. Hold on. Here comes somebody with a mop and a bucket. And then the nurses just stand here at the nurses station and chit chat while they're in there cleaning that mess up. I can't remember exactly when. Thank you guys for being patient as we, kind of scurry through. Okay, so here's where they come with the cart. She picks the bucket up and puts it up there on the thing. There's the nurse with the red head thing. They still have no idea there's a baby in there, and that baby, that's 2:11 a.m. now. She went into that bathroom at I'm just gonna say 1:40 because it was 1:39, but just to make math easier for me, I'm gonna say 1:40. Um, so, um, it is now 2:12, so it's been like 30 minutes, 32 minutes, and they still don't know that there's a baby in there. No clue. They have no idea it's a crime scene. And sorry, you guys, if I can't, I'm not seeing the chat right now because I'm skipping through this video. Okay, there she's starting to mop up the floor. From where Miss Trevizo came down the hallway. See, and she's even having to clean over there because Miss Trevizo, I keep calling her Miss Trevizo because if I say Alexee, my you know who is going to start going off at the mouth. But remember when she comes out of the bathroom, she throws away something in a trash can over there in that corner. So she even had to go up there and mop from where she went up into that little corner cubby section. Ay, 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 ay. No pictures were taken. Pictures of what, Kel? What kind of picture? You mean pictures of the baby in the bathroom, crime scene stuff? All our machines will go off if you say it. I know, right? So apparently it wasn't the gal in the black, it's the girl there in the blue that is the housekeeping. For some reason I thought it was the gal in the black, but it's been a long time since I've watched this too, so. I'm sure that they did take photos of the bathroom, Kel. Because they didn't get it all the way cleaned up by the time they find the baby, I don't think. I'm not positive exactly. But I know the police were there for a really long time, and I'm sure that they get photos. However, the baby is taken before the cops even get there. The baby is taken out of the bathroom into a room across the hall because they try to perform life-saving measures on this infant. Um, wouldn't you think a nurse or doctor would be asking her questions about what happened in that bathroom? They do, Kel. They absolutely do. And they probably are. I mean, at this point, they probably are. But all we're seeing is just the camera view of this hallway. But I don't know that there's like a camera view of her talking to them without the police officer there, because there's a lot of body cam footage of Alexee in her emergency room with her mom when they find out that she had just had a baby. Yeah. So the gal comes out of the bathroom. She's back in there. She's doing the mopping stuff. Like I said, I don't know how much of it got cleaned up before she actually finds the baby. But she's in there for a little bit, and then you see her. This is where I think this is where she finds. She comes out of the bathroom here in a second, and I don't know if she's hollering for someone or if she's just standing there like in disoriented, or what, but okay, there she's standing. She's looking back in the bathroom. I think she's hollering to someone. Would she turn around and go back in the bathroom? I missed that part. Okay, it like jumped. Okay, that nurse. Okay, maybe they still don't know. Hold on. She goes back in there again. Maybe she didn't know at that point. Hold on a minute. Okay. She sets a trash can outside of the door. It wasn't there. Now it is there. There's a trash can up against like a small, like light colored trash can that's up against that wall behind her. I don't know if that's the trash can or if that's like a trash can that was out at the like, like a different trash can in there. Okay, this is where she has her look. Okay, so that's the trash can. That's the trash can. So she sets the trash can out there. And I think she says in the interview, she's like, wait a minute. I don't know if what I'm looking at is what I'm really seeing. I'm not positive, but I think. And so the gal in the black goes and looks down in there, and that's when the rigmarole starts happening. Let me rewind it a smidge. She's pointing like, look in here. What is that? She goes right straight. And gets a pair of gloves. That's when they all realize there's a baby in there. They go get the doctor. The doctor is holding her head. Did you see that? Watch. You see the doctor like grab her head like, oh my God, no. Watch her. Right there. They turn the lights on in that room. He takes the baby in there. Mm. And that's when they begin to do, you know, it's really sad. And the gal here in the blue, the housekeeper, she's just like beside herself. I think, at some point she even says in the interview, she's like, well, if I had known, why didn't I check the trash can first? Why didn't I do that first? Why didn't I? If I would have gone in there and looked, and she's blaming herself when it's totally not her fault. It's just really sad. Very traumatizing, right? You can see them over here in this corner through this window here. They're trying to do that. That's where they're working on the baby, but you can't really see anything from this angle. You can just see movement over there, but it's pretty sad. And look here, the doctor is given the doctor comes out. I think at this point they've already called it, unless no, watch, she'll hug the housekeeping. That's so sad. Wow. Definitely struggling with what they could. I mean, I was reading what you said, Shiraz, with what they had, the training. But they did the best they could with with the training they had. Um Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I mean, you know that she would have heard him hollering out there in the hallway. Feel badly for these healthcare professionals. They can't just be categorizing everyone who comes in, telling them they can't go to the bathroom. Oh, Lord. Mm, it's sad, sad, sad. So they continue to, hug and love on her, off and on throughout. Um, there's really nothing else left on this hospital footage. Um, yeah, there's really nothing left. I think you might see, like police come in, but then, then we have the actual police footage, or body cam, I guess, so to speak. Hmm. Um, hold on, let me get caught up here. Uh, mm. She knew she was pregnant. She can go to the bathroom if she said she has to. Mm. I'm confused, you guys. All confused. Uh, burnout is real. We lost a lot of healthcare staff to death and attrition, says Shiraz. Can't see how the hospital is liable yet, though. Well, I want to get into, like I said, I do want to get into the actual malpractice stuff. We'll do that. It's not going to happen today. We'll have to have a few different conversations about this. Let me see if there's anything else I want to share today about this, though. Hold on. Let me look, because I've got a whole bunch of stuff lined up. I do have this autopsy video of the baby. Let me share this. Paste. Let me open it up over here in my yeah, Morgana, she got charged with first-degree murder. Let me open up this other video here, and we'll end with this little nugget of I think this is Vinnie Politan, or someone over there on Court TV talking about the autopsy results or report. Yeah, she was 19. Mm-hmm. Yeah, first degree. And hi, welcome, Michelle. Good to have a new face over. But we do like to disagree respectfully, right? Yes. I don't know if there was an actual disagreement or just a miscommunication. It's hard to read stuff through text. You know what I mean? All right. Let me share this little piece over here, and then we'll call it done for the day. I'm going to take advantage of these non-trial-y days and do a little bit of a smaller chunks videos. But I wanted to talk about this because, like I said, I saw something come up the other day regarding her case, and I was like, I forgot about it. And then I saw that they said that her trial date was coming up soon. But why did I think they said it was August? It must be October. Maybe it is October. I thought it was in August, though. I'm so confused. I'll have to double check. Okay, let me share this. Lauren says, are we what, Lauren, honey? Oh, y'all check if you have a thumb. Yeah, give the video a thumbs up. We would appreciate it. The girl needs to be in prison for this, in my opinion. I've followed this from the beginning. Absolutely. I agree. She should be. I struggle with the, kids make bad decisions, like Shiraz says, talking earlier about, teenagers do dumb things, right? But part of doing dumb things, especially when it comes to the murder of an infant, deserves harsh punishment. And maybe she'll be, come to her senses while she's spending her time in prison. I don't know, but share screen. Autopsy report. I want to look at this because I think it was Kel or someone in the chat earlier had asked if the baby was born dead. Now, she said it was, but I want to show this autopsy report, but I also want to share with you guys like all of the body cam footage and the police interviews. So we'll do that in a different live stream because there's no way I can squeeze all of this information into one knot and keep them kind of short and sweet, you know. Steph says, I don't know. I think it's difference in reckless behavior resulting in injury or murder is different than malicious murder of your own child, but that's me. No, I know what you mean, and I completely agree. In my mind, though, I think, yeah, she was 18, 19-ish. But a teenager, fear, from her parents, from public. I don't know. There's all kinds of things. You know, teenagers do stupid things, especially when they're scared. But that you know, she killed her baby, plain and simple. And tried to cover it up, tried to act like it didn't happen. She should go to prison. Michelle said her mother's a real peach too. Yeah, her mom is a real peach. Yeah, her mom is a real peach. I don't know. What do you think, Michelle, that her mom knew that she was pregnant, or do you think it was a shock? I mean, to be honest, I thought about that, and now it just kind of hit me when they're talking with each other in the emergency room. The mom is like, "What are you doing? Don't you see things like this happen to girls, and these girls that do this kind of stuff go to jail and blah 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 blah." And so it was obvious that the mom didn't know, or else Lexi would have been like, "Why are you acting so surprised? You knew I was pregnant." You know what I mean? So I do believe that the mom didn't know. She could have 100% handed that baby over. I mean, like we talked about in here the other day, they have those boxes. Those what are they called? I asked you guys that the other day and you said it in the chat. Now, surrender boxes. No questions asked, right? Mm, she was taking phentermine. Ooh. Yeah, that little bit Jenny just said is all I know, and that's enough for me to dislike the mom. She should go to jail. Show more concern for your grandbaby, ma'am. I don't know. Sure says I want to know all about her mama. Well, we will watch this autopsy report. I don't know how much is in this report. It's not the actual report, right? It's just someone going over the report. I would like to find the report. I tried to look up as much of the court documents and stuff that I could find, but I couldn't find a lot of stuff. So I need to do some more digging on this. Miss King said, I think the mom had an idea and maybe talked about it, and that is why the mom talked about the other girls who did this. I think, if I'm not mistaken, she did say, we've talked about this. You know, so yeah, that sounds right. Shiraz. It's like, I just found a brand new rabbit hole. You just jump in, dive right in. I don't know, Steph. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I'm going to hit play on this, and then I'm going to mute myself and go use the potty, you guys. I'm about to bust. My bladder is about to explode, and we don't want that. So I'm going to hit play, and I'll be right back.
I'm Vinny Politan. This is Closing Arguments. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. And we've been covering a story out of New Mexico involving a 19-year-old young woman who is at the hospital. She's at the hospital, goes into labor, but runs into the bathroom, delivers the child by herself in the bathroom in a hospital, and then puts the child in plastic and in the trash, and then goes back to the hospital room. Unreal story. Well, tonight we've got the autopsy results, and we're going to have them for you in just a moment. But for those of you not familiar with this story, take a look.
She put the baby in the trash can, and then she put another clean liner over the top of it. Oh, wow.
So hold on just a second, you guys. I don't want to miss this. I'm going to do a brief intermission, just like a 5-minute intermission. You guys get up, get your steps in, get your coffee, go get you a snack, go use the bathroom, go let the dog out to potty, do the things. I don't want to miss this. And my phone I need to plug it up and get it back on the charger. So here's the thing. I'm going to do a brief intermission and we will be back momentarily. Just give me like less than 5 minutes. Okay. Okay. All right, I am back. Oh. Hmm. You think she knew, Michelle? You think she knew, huh? I mean, I've seen stranger things, right? All right, I'm going to rewind it back to the beginning because I missed Literally everything happened all at once, right? Husband came home from work. Um, and like it was like the floodgates opened here at the house for just a quick hot minute. And then I was like, you know what? I gotta go pee. So I had to go potty, and I didn't want to miss this because I don't think I've seen this. If I did, it's been a while. So let's watch it together. Okay.
I'm Vinny Politan. This is Closing Arguments. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. And we've been covering a story out of New Mexico involving a 19-year-old young woman who is at the hospital. She's at the hospital, goes into labor, but runs into the bathroom.
Yep.
Delivers the child by herself in the bathroom in a hospital. And then
So one thing I do want to say, and I don't want to I don't want to make this sound like I'm rooting for her, because I'm not. She should be in prison. I do want to say though that I can't imagine the fear that she had knowing what was getting ready to happen, i.e., delivering a baby. In a bathroom in a hospital, nonetheless. I mean, the fear, I'm sure, but I don't know. It was like she just walked out of that bathroom like, meh, you know, nothing.
puts the child in plastic and in the trash, and then goes back to the hospital room. Unreal story. Well, tonight we've got the autopsy results, and we're going to have them for you in just a moment. But for those of you not familiar with this story, take a look.
She put the baby in the trash can, and then she put another clean liner over the top of it. Oh, wow. Okay. So when they looked in there, there was no trash in there, but it was underneath the clean bag. The baby's dead. Okay, we have him in trauma too, but she killed the kid. Yeah, how old was the baby? I don't know, it's full term. We discovered a dead baby in the bathroom. Oh my gosh.
Did you hear that? He says, how old was and he said, I don't know, but the baby was full term. What better place to have a baby than a hospital? Well, right, Morgana? But, I mean, Margaret says she just gave birth to what I remember was a fairly large baby, and she can walk like that. I don't remember how big the baby is. I'm sure it'll be in the autopsy, right? But especially when she can go, here, take this baby. I can't keep it, and don't tell my mom, right?
Clean bag. The baby's dead. Okay, we have him in trauma too, but she killed the kid. Yeah, how old was the baby? I don't know, it's full term. We discovered a dead baby in the bathroom. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. It came out and I didn't know. Lexi, I told you about this. I just asked you, baby, to tell me the truth. It was not crying or nothing. What did you do to it? Okay, stop right here. Stop.
So right there, she says, what did you do to it? What did you do to it? And she said, I was scared. It wasn't crying. And then later she says, nothing was crying. Nothing was crying. Nothing was crying. Oh, wow. That's probably true, Steph. They say big babies are easier because they push down the canal harder and gravity helps. Um, right. It was a safe haven hospital. Mm. But she says several things. The mom says several things right there. She's like, "What did you do to it?" She even calls it an it. Lexi says it's not crying. It wasn't crying. And then the mom even says, "Lexi, we've talked about this. I even asked you." Yeah, we talked about this. They call him it and nothing. Yeah, we talked about this. Let me rewind it. Play this again. Just listen to all these little things that the mom says in in just a few seconds. She says a lot in just a few seconds.
In there, there was no trash in there, but it's underneath the clean bag. The baby's dead. Okay, we have him in trauma too, but she killed the kid. Yeah, how old was the baby? I don't know. It's full term.
We discovered a dead baby in the bathroom. Oh my gosh. That's very. It came out and I didn't know. Lexi, I told you about this. I just asked you, baby, to tell me the truth.
Okay, she said, "I just told you about this." Not we talked about this, but I told you about this. Which, I mean, is basically we talked about this, right? Maybe she doesn't know the gender, so I'll give her a pass on that one, although I would generally assume a gender probably. They named him after they sent the ashes, yeah.
Was not crying or nothing. What did you do to it? Okay, stop right here. Stop. Number one priority, guys. Number one priority is she just had a baby. I don't know if she's delivered the placenta. She's bleeding significantly. Yeah.
Bleeding significantly. She doesn't know if she's delivered the placenta. She's bleeding significantly.
I've spoken to the obstetrician at Loveless. They want her up there as soon as possible. I need your permission to transfer her for medicals. She needs to be back. Oh, you're right. She is a student too. You're right. You're right. She needs to. I'm sorry, I forgot she's 18. But you need to make sure that you're safe. I need to send you to Loveless.
Wait, she said she's 18, and the mom said, but she's still a student. And he says it doesn't matter. She's still 18. I'm going to rewind that. Sorry, I'm a rewinder. You guys know this about me. I like to hear things over and over.
Her baby, I don't know if she's delivered the placenta. She's bleeding significantly. Yeah. I've spoken to the obstetrician.
Right here, it says the autopsy report. I can't read it because it's got this little thing over it. But it says autopsy report. I think it says shows baby had air in lungs at the time of death. So that means it had taken a breath. It had been alive.
Nutrition at Loveless. They want her up there as soon as possible. I just need your permission to transfer her for medicals. She needs to be back. Oh, you're right. She is a student too. You're right. You're right. She needs to. I'm sorry, I forgot she's 18. But you need to make sure that you're safe. I need to send you to Loveless to labor delivery.
Right. Hi, is it Taylor? That's a pretty name. Yeah, she is now. I can't remember. So this happened January 2023. Was she 18 at that time or 19? Everywhere I've seen says 19-year-old, But basically what they're just saying here in this Okay, so now she's 20. So she was 19 when it happened. Um, Either way, she's an adult, right? Right, Steph. His mom was going to say no because she's a student. Who cares? She's still an adult. And she'll be tried as an adult.
Please disagree with that. Yes. Yes.
Alexee Trevizo said he wasn't breathing when she delivered him in the hospital bathroom.
Okay, great. I'm gonna work on that. In terms, I'm sorry about this, but in terms of delivering a baby and it looked like you tried to hide it, you do have to have the police involved.
Ooh, see her look at her mom? You see that? Look at the face on that. Look at the face on that. Watch her face. I can't. Like, I can't understand. Well, what I cannot grasp is she's like, she looks at her mom like, what? They have to get the police involved? Why? It's not like you went in there and just, you know, what did she think was going to happen? Even if she delivered that baby and it had died, it was dead when she delivered it, which is not the case, but let's just say it was. Still, you don't throw a baby in a trash can and try to act like it didn't happen. Watch her look at her mom when the doctor says we have to get the police involved because it looks like you tried to cover up the fact that you had a baby and threw it in the bath trash can. Watch her look at her mom. Watch her. Watch. This is ridiculous.
I'm sorry about this, but in terms of delivering a baby and it looked like you tried to hide it,
Hey.
you do have to have the police involved. And that baby was crying. It came out with nothing. I know.
It came out with nothing. Nothing was crying. It came out with nothing. She did, Taylor. Yes, absolutely. She twisted the bag up. Yes. She knows she can't fool the police like she did her mom. Shiraz, yes, her daughter is oblivious. This wasn't a human life to her. It was a parasite. What did who say, Kel? A lot of kids these days know nothing about real life. I agree with that. Even if it was, which it wasn't, we don't throw humans in the trash, right? Get on a spaceship, send me anywhere. Anywhere but here, right? Jeez. Kel, honey, I want to know what you were talking about. Who did what? What did she, when you said, what did she say a couple minutes ago? Shiraz, I did think about that too. Shiraz says nothing was crying could also mean there was no crying. If her first language is Spanish, some of these nuances could just be lost in translation. I do get that. I think Kel meant what did the doctor say at what Lexi said. So let me go back and I'll play it again, but she's basically just telling them that it was obvious that she had given birth to a baby in the bathroom and tried to cover it up, and that the baby wasn't alive. I just couldn't hear the last part of what the doctor said, but you could. Okay. Okay. Mm, okay.
I know, but the baby's gonna have to be taken for autopsy and there'll be an investigator and everything. How big is the baby?
It's full term.
What? 9 months?
Something was crying.
Lexi, have you watched the news of the girls that what they do to their babies and what they go to jail?
The mom's reaction here to me seems, I don't know, really weird. Ooh, her mom has a criminal record. I did not, or maybe I did know that and I'd forgotten. Ah, shoot. Michelle, do you know what that pertains to? So I feel like I heard something or saw something about that, but I can't be positive.
Okay, they talk a lot about the autopsy. Autopsy is out. So to help us work through all this tonight, joining us from Columbia, South Carolina, retired medical examiner, retired forensic pathologist, Dr. Michelle Dupree. Dr. Dupree, great to see you tonight. Thank you so much. Let's start first with cause and manner of death here, because this is causing a lot of confusion for a lot of folks.
I love me some Vinnie Politan. Theft more than once. You can find it online. Bad checks. That's okay. That sounds familiar. That sounds familiar to me. Steph, something like, given that it looks like you gave birth to a baby, so that means the police will be involved. Yeah, yep. It just blows my mind. I mean, if she's 19 when it happens, she's still in school. That's a little bit strange. But, I mean, also, if she was held back a year, I don't know. But, I don't know. I want to hear more about this autopsy, though. The autopsy findings, I should say. I'm going to turn my camera off for just a quick second, but I'm listening.
Cause of death, entrapment. I've never seen that before. Been doing this for many years. I've never seen that before. Manner of death, homicide. What do those words mean?
Okay, entrapment. 19 is old for a high school senior. I agree. Yeah. Most people when they graduate high school, if they're on course, would be 17, maybe just turning 18, but 19 is old. I would just imagine she either started school late or was held back a year or two. I don't know. But they're saying that the death, cause of death was entrapment. And that's because the baby was wrapped up in a trash bag. Very much so. And then homicide was the manner.
To you, Dr. Dupree.
Well, the entrapment is, as you would expect, it means that the baby was in a position that they were trapped and couldn't get out. So in the trash can, and most likely suffocated because they were entrapped. And of course, the baby didn't get in there by themselves, so that would be a homicide.
Now, let's take a look at some more findings from this autopsy, which will be very, very significant. Live born male newborn.
Wow. Entrapment found in a plastic trash bag. Adrenal hemorrhage. No injuries. And then under the second part there, it says live born male newborn. Aerated lungs, air in stomach. Wow. No decomposition or maceration. 38 weeks gestation without injuries or congenital anomalies. Mm-mm-mm.
Aerated lungs, air in stomach, no decomposition. Tell us a little bit about that, what that means, because I think part of the defense here will be that this child was not born alive, that this was a stillbirth, or perhaps died very quickly after taking one or two breaths.
Right. The most important thing for us to determine in cases like this is whether or not the child was born alive or not. And one of the ways that we test that is to determine if there was air in the lungs. And we can do that in a couple of different ways. We can do it microscopically by identifying that the alveoli in the lungs had expanded and were air-filled. We can also do that by floating the lungs in water. The lack of maceration tells us that the baby was not dead in utero. So we really have all indications here that it was a live birth.
Okay, now another thing, because I spoke with her attorney at length, he joined us on the show. One of the things he said is that that hospital had administered some drugs before.
Okay, so this is where they're talking about the malpractice, or what they're not calling it malpractice. What did they call it? Hold on, let me go back and look. I still have to download this document because I want to go through that with you guys. At some point, wrongful death suit. That's what I wanted to say. Okay. Wrongful death suit. They do name the medications. Steph, I see it in this. I think I read like morphine. They gave her some pain meds, but it's common to give them to someone giving birth. Right. And what I had read was that the medications and the doses that they gave her wouldn't have had time to have caused harm to the baby because the baby was born so quickly after she got there, you know? But yeah, they've got the information from the hospital's reports of what was given. But I think I did read morphine, and seems like there was another something, but I can't remember what it was.
The test results were back that she was pregnant. Could those drugs have played any sort of a role, whether it's morphine or something for her pain? She was in there for back pain. I know we don't have the toxicology results for you, doctor, but what would you be looking for? And could that play a role in all of this?
Well, it could, but obviously it depends on exactly what those drugs were and what their purpose was. If it was some kind of narcotic, or was it a painkiller that was not a narcotic, exactly what were they? But drugs can have an effect on pregnancy. They can cause the pregnancy to come early, and then they can also do some damage to the fetus itself. It just depends on what they were. And unfortunately, we don't know at this point in time.
Will the toxicology be able to render those results?
Yes, it definitely should be able to.
So now I'm going to ask you another question, because I've covered so many trials through the years. There are experts like you who testify, but then there's always, not always, but most of the time, there's an expert on the other side. When it comes to whether or not this was a stillbirth, could you see any scenario where a forensic expert would come in and have a differing opinion than the doctor who performed the autopsy?
So there's the bathroom that she gave birth in. You can see it's not a large bathroom. I mean, it's just a plain, regular old bathroom. Yeah. Crazy, right? Call button right on the wall. Yeah. They did beg her to open the door. They actually, I remember watching. They did. They got the key. He told her, he's like, if you don't come out in the next few minutes, we're coming in. And I think that's why, if they would have left her alone, she would have cleaned up the mess a little bit better, because they said obviously it's a white bathroom. Everything in there is white. So one drop of red blood is going to look like a ton of blood. But still, she just gave birth and tried to clean up a bloody scene. Yeah, Steph. Yeah. 100%. Yeah. They could have done so much to, yeah. I don't. Absolutely. Absolutely. I feel the same way. Someone said in here earlier that trash is not a place for humans. You don't put human beings in a trash can, especially when they're deceased. And it's your flesh and blood that you just gave birth to. Oh, God.
Autopsy, if you're talking about air in the stomach, aerated lungs, is that something that could be in the gray area, or is that something that's pretty crystal clear? And
now, obviously, they've gotten the bathroom cleaned up before. So, Kel, that's a really good question you had earlier about photos and stuff. And maybe Michelle or Taylor would know. Kel in here had a question earlier about, basically, did the law enforcement get like crime scene photos of the bathroom, or was it all cleaned up before the cops got there, you know? Because this is body cam footage that we're seeing here now. And looks like it's 2:47 a.m. So this was right after they cleaned up. I don't know if they got it all cleaned up.
and you would expect doctors to agree on.
Because I didn't
That is
blood
pretty
in there,
crystal
but
clear. I would expect doctors to agree on that. If the baby took a breath or breaths, there should be air in the lungs, and there was.
So looking at where this battle may be, I have a feeling it may be related to that toxicology that we don't have yet. Do you see a scenario there where doctors could have different opinions about the effects and impacts that the drugs had on this child?
Yes, absolutely. And again, it depends on what those drugs were and at what point they were administered. If it was something that could affect the fetus, that could affect the pregnancy, whether it enhanced it or whether it retarded it in some way, it absolutely could play a role.
All right, doctor, I want to play one more thing.
Oh, wow. You guys are so right. Yeah, and I mentioned that earlier, Taylor, about how the cleaning lady felt so much guilt. Like we watched the doctors and the nurses like hug her and console her in the hallway. You could tell she was a mess. And when she talks about it later in the police interviews, but yeah, she did feel guilty for not finding the baby sooner. Kel says not every baby comes out crying, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're not alive. Yeah. Well, I mean, they have, you know, proof that there was air in the baby's lungs. As far as what the girl thought, Lexi, um, instinct should have kicked in. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Like, you know how this was something I was talking about or watching the other day with the Sandra Birchmore, which we're going to be talking about Sandra Birchmore coming up real soon. But they were talking about like the way that Sandra Birchmore was found hanged in her apartment, how she had the band or whatever that was tied around her neck and it was tied to the doorknob and she was sitting in the floor. And someone was talking about like maternal instinct kicks in. Even if you've never had a child but you're pregnant, your maternal instinct kicks in and you would not allow yourself to take your own life, especially because you're taking the life of your child, right? Um, and so that's one of the things that makes them, you know, think that it was a homicide instead of a suicide. But for Lexi to do this, even though her plan or intent, if her intent was to have it and be like okay with it, like she says nothing was crying, it wasn't crying. Okay, well, if it was crying, would you have been like, "Here, I had a baby. Let's do something with it." So if that's the case, not that's not the case, but I think the maternal instinct should have kicked in and been like, "My baby isn't crying." You know what I mean? And instead she's like, oh well, let me just put it in the trash can." You know, it wasn't breathing. Mm, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. As staff described, she was immediately defensive and trying to make excuses for herself as soon as the baby was discovered, which means she knew what she did was wrong, hence was sound of mind. Shiraz says, I think her mother has a role here too. If you have a teenage girl, you know what kinds of conversations you have to have. I was having them with mine when she was 6 and continued to this day. Well, there you go. There you go. Michelle says many babies don't cry. She has no maternal instinct. She is a monster who could do such a thing. Yep. That's why I think that's what I was getting at, like her maternal instinct would have kicked in. Because it didn't kick in, she doesn't have one. And so in my opinion, because she doesn't have that didn't kick in, she doesn't look at it as a human being. She doesn't look at it as a baby. But if she's telling her friends, right? Oh, I'm having this baby. We're going to name the baby Alex and blah, blah, blah. Then what switched? What flipped? If she's telling her friends she's pregnant and she's already named it, what switched in her head to make her be like, okay, I'm not going to have this baby. I'm going to go to the hospital, have it. And maybe that was her plan. I don't know. Compartmentalizing. Yeah. Sure has, right? At least she doesn't cringe anymore. Took nearly 15 years for that to pass. Well, you know how girls are. They're like, I don't want to talk about this. Not with my mom, but.
Thing for you here. This was the charge nurse during a police interview. Here's what he said about his observations. And then I'd like you to tell us if you see or hear any significance in what he's saying. Let's watch.
This is good.
He was blue. He was tucked in there. She had him wrapped in one and twisted and then folded under him. And two more on top of him, and then another trash can, a clean one, in the trash now. So when I broke it open, he was tucked, and there was nothing.
Sorry to hit. I'm serious.
Yeah, everybody. It's just crazy.
Yeah, I know. And that's not the placenta head?
No.
Okay. That's what
she
her.
Yeah, that's okay. Where she went to Loveless.
Oh. Loveless.
Roswell.
Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. I misheard Lubbock. I'm sorry.
Yeah, she still hadn't delivered the placenta.
Doctor, anything there significant?
Absolutely. What he describes is intentional. The baby was wrapped up and tucked in into this plastic bag and around this plastic bag, and that was intentional. There was no way that this baby would survive that. And
the umbilical cord. A lot of people are wondering, like, how does someone by themselves in a bathroom take care of that part of the delivery? What scenario do you see there potentially?
Oh, God, he's asking the question. He's asking the question, y'all. Oh, God. This is the part that I can't get. I mean, I can't get past any of it, but this is the part that really does it for me.
Actually, for cutting the umbilical cord.
Well, the umbilical cord is typically not that thick anyway. It can actually be torn if there's no sharp instruments to make a cut. It can be torn and severed that way.
And would the status of that cord have any impact on the health of the child in terms of figuring out what happened here?
Not maybe so much in figuring out what happened, but we always examine the umbilical cord when we have newborns. We examine that and the placenta, but it's for cases of infection or for cases of things like blood clots that would prevent the baby from getting the proper oxygenation. And that doesn't appear to be what happened in this case.
Dr. Michelle Dupree, thank you so much for your help and your insight. Always appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you.
All right, let's bring our think tank. They're live in studio tonight. Criminal defense attorney, entertainment attorney, former state attorney in Florida, former assistant DA in Atlanta, Georgia. Daryl Cohn is with us. Also with us tonight, criminal defense attorney Meg Strickler. And finally, the man behind the glasses, criminal defense attorney Josh Schiffer. Great to see everyone.
He cracks me up. Yeah, that's what we were talking about in here earlier, Michelle. That's, that's hard to think about. That's hard to think about.
Everyone. All right. Daryl, I'll start with you. Tends to lean a little bit more towards my side as a prosecutor here. What are you seeing and hearing in this autopsy? How significant will this be? How important will it be?
Well, Vinny, let's look at it taken at its best for her, the mother. At the very best, if the child was not breathing when it was born, she tried to kill it. So we've got attempted murder at the very best for her. What do I think is significant, though, in the autopsy? If the baby was breathing, as apparently it was, if the baby was in a trash can with a new trash can liner above it, there's your intent. Is she telling the truth about it being a stillborn? Based on what I saw in that video running down the hall, not happening.
I'm half surprised Daryl gave her the benefit.
I'm worried about
of just absolutely skipping, any due process. He should have just moved straight to execution because there is more to this story.
Right. Beyond the autopsy.
Yes, there's a lot of mitigating factors here. There's some backstory to this big time. It appeared to me, now, I did not hear it, but I thought I heard that they did not know she was pregnant. And it also appeared to me that she was not of complete sound mind, because who would do that? I don't think there's intent here where I'm going to maliciously kill my baby. There are a lot of hormones happening. Maybe she was sexually abused or raped who had the baby.
No, she's her boyfriend.
No,
and
you
he's
don't
at the
know.
hospital.
So it's postpartum depression before she had a chance to deliver the baby?
It's the fact that people are skipping to the end without going through checking out why something so disparate from normal behavior could have happened. We have a woman who is pregnant, who there were big questions about her truthfulness and openness with a pregnancy. We don't know her mental condition. We do know that there's a lot of mental issues involved with pregnancy. I'm not going to get into depth with those, but there are.
There totally is.
And they deserve to be investigated and looked at. But we can't get away from the fact that a child was born. The autopsy shows that the child took a breath, so it was alive, and then was placed in a position, the entrapment, which was an education for me. I think that's the new takeaway. I'd never heard that before, of entrapment being the baby's positioning in that garbage can.
And the baby's wrapped in plastic.
How
you're wrapping the baby in
That's
plastic.
Why I think
a baby that took a breath.
You can call it entrapment, as they did, or you can call it suffocation, as I would.
But that's why I think mental illness is involved here, and I think there's mitigating factors here. So what is it takes away from first degree? I don't think she was like, I'm going to kill this baby. There's no way.
No, nothing she did. Nothing she did shows she would have killed a baby. No, she just had the baby, ran to the bathroom.
She's in the hospital. Isn't that a little problematic here? That you're actually
given Demerol too. Demerol makes a narcotic.
Well, and I'm wondering with the.
Okay, so they're back and forth. I always love the back and forth, because you see it from, it kind of checks. It's the checks and balances, I guess, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? It's the checks and the balances, keeps things in perspective. But, yeah, it's a no for me, dog.
This autopsy.
Yes.
So when you're given intravenous drugs, they can kind of track that. And if it made it into the baby, they will absolutely track that drug transfer, which happens to go through.
So is the defense here?
There's lots here.
Well, there's lots here, right? But what's the actual defense?
Well,
right? What's the actual defense?
Demerol's actually a narcotic.
Is it going to be about whether or not the child was alive or not alive? If the child survived or didn't survive that first moment of birth? Or is it going to be her mental state?
Got to be her mental state.
It's going to be mental state.
They have.
It's going to be mental state.
I skipped the whether the baby was alive or not because I think it's a red herring and that's a desperation defense. I think you stipulate that the baby was born alive and that terrible actions then immediately took place. And the focus is on what brought about those terrible actions.
This is a case. It's not going to be a trial. There's going to be a plea.
Not a trial?
Nope. Not going to be a trial. They're going to work this out.
Sit down.
A lot of these cases are trials. We've covered them here at court.
Well, I mean, as far as I know, they've got a trial scheduled unless something happens between now and then. but I just can't remember if they said August or October. I feel like two different things, but
Skylar Richardson. Same
Politically,
thing.
we'll have to see how aggressive this prosecutor is. We've had a rash of
first degree.
prosecutors.
It's not.
It is not first degree.
Those are the charges. Those are the charges. And how about this? How about this? How about this, though? How about this? What if there's evidence that she knew she was pregnant? How important is her knowledge of the pregnancy?
Stipulate that she knew she was pregnant.
No, because the story is she didn't know.
No, she told
She
her
went to the
hospital.
hospital for back pain.
And if
no
you
idea
keep
she was
believing
pregnant.
everybody like that, you don't even know where you're going to end up.
Oh, love it. Love it. Love it. Oh, I love Vinny. I love him. Hold on, let me get caught up. Ooh, Margaret's drinking champagne. Wait, Margaret says something horrible just ran through my head, which is she didn't give it a chance to cry because it would have been heard in that bathroom. Ooh, you know what? Wow, Margaret, that's a really good, absolutely. Michelle says, Margaret Wright, she put her hand over his mouth and killed him, I think. Oh my God. With how narcissistic they are, I think there will be a trial. They think they'll be able to eventually outsmart. They're sounding like Sarah Boone. Nope. You ain't that smart. No, ma'am. No ham, no turkey. No, right, Steph. That lady's arguing like that girl's her BFF.
She knew
I
she
spoke
was
with the
pregnant.
lawyer. It seems like that is going to be
That's a
their
story.
story.
And you trust lawyers all of a sudden?
The story is not going to be the truth. It's a story that's going to try and fit the facts. It's not going to work. They're going to work this out into some sort of plea bargain.
I agree.
No
I
choice.
agree.
I mean, they'd be smart to do that, but I mean, unless they've made a bargain, a plea bargain, I haven't heard of anything. The last I seen was they're preparing for trial. So, oh wow, wait a minute. Shiraz says my daughter's good friend was killed in a car accident when they were juniors in high school. She was spending the weekend out of town with the other friends when they heard what happened. When it was confirmed that he died in a car accident, she and her friend drove back home at 4 a.m. and didn't call me or anything. Oh my God. I asked her why she didn't call me before making that drive about 2 hours away. She said, because if I told you, it would make it real. Wow. So they were still sort of in that this isn't reality phase. That's tough. Wow, wow, wow. Well, you guys, listen, they do compartmentalize. I get that, Shiraz. And teenage hormones are crazy. Pregnant teenage hormones, even crazier. They don't always make smart decisions, but when they make decisions like what she did, that's just not something that you can just give a slap on the wrist. It's not like you can just be like, you're grounded for 6 months, you know? I can't. Now I want to dig into the mama. She was on the phone with his sister when the police arrived at their house to tell them their son was killed in an accident. Jeez. So it's not like she didn't know it was real. I think there's just this veil that their brains can't penetrate when it comes to consequences. I know. Oh, Lauren. No crying. Margaret said, like I said the other day, anybody would take being a grandparent any day over being the parent of someone who did this. Oh, Michelle. She says, I'm a first timer here. I really like you all. Thanks for being so nice. Well, thank you for coming and hanging out. Thank you, Michelle. I appreciate that. And I hope you come back tomorrow. We're here usually every day. We do a lot of trial coverage. I do a lot of live streaming trials. We just finished up with Karen Reed. So that's what I usually do is stream trials. But that one ended, and I wanted to discuss some other current cases that are going on and try to take a little bit of a trial break, because when we're streaming the trials, those are long days, and me home with kiddos and stuff, it's hard to, go past the hours and streaming more stuff. So, but I'm eager to talk more about this, and I'm eager to share the body cam from the police officers. Probably do that tomorrow. And watch some of the police interviews and go over any documents I got. So, we try to keep it a safe space. We do. Oh, you have to work tomorrow. Well, have a good day at work tomorrow and just come back and watch the replay if you want to, or hang out with us the next time you get a chance. But I love that you're subscribing. Thank you. Taylor says, I voluntarily chose to be a co-parent with my best friend at 19 years old, the same age as her. How can you choose to harm a baby? I was a teen too, taking in a baby. I just can't understand. I don't know. I think that there's definitely a sociopathic, psychopath, I don't know, component. There's some kind of a component that's causing them to not be a good human, I guess. But absolutely, yes, like Steph said, so much respect. So much respect. Because that's a tough job. Margaret says, this is my happy place. Safe space, poem writing, home base. I love you so much, Margaret. Margaret is our poet of the group. And Steph says, I apologize for any TMI you hear from me as I get more comfortable. Yeah, TMI Steph is called TMI Steph for a reason. She likes to talk about poop a lot. I mean, we have poop conversations in here from time to time, but it is what it is, right? Lauren, honey, I'm sorry, babes. And let me just tell you, if you need to not watch when we talk about Alexee Trevizo, I completely understand. Completely understand. Completely. Margaret's still here. Everybody poops. That's true. Yeah. That is a lot of responsibility to take on at a young age, for sure. Let's end tonight with something funny. Hold on, let me think of something. Hold on. Let me get this last swig of my coffee and hope I don't get a random like coffee ground. Y'all ever get coffee grounds in the last little sip of your coffee? It grosses me out. I can't stand when I get a little coffee ground in my mouth. Yeah, except for Margaret, she doesn't poop. Margaret doesn't do that. Let's get Kel. Kel, ma'am, do you have any jokes for us? We need some jokes. Let me take this off the screen. You guys look at this. Look, can you see that? Look at how much. Oof, I told you guys. You can see I'm like, when I put my finger, look at that, my fingerprints. I got nice and toasty. My face is all red and yeah. Look at that. Ooh, doggies. I mean, look. It actually doesn't hurt. It's just a little bit itchy. That's why I have a tank top on and a sports bra because they're light, you know. Let me see. It looks worse than it actually is, but I do have the itchy bumps. I get like itchy bumps if I get too much sun. They're like little itchy bumps, and they itch. Okay, here. Steph's got a joke. Here we go. Nope, wrong one. Hold on. Oh, shoot. I did it again. Hold on. Where's it at? There it is. Kel, crime joke time. What do you call a detective that only solves cases accidentally? I don't know. What? What do you call a detective that only solves cases accidentally? Sherlock Holmes. Oh, here we go. Listen. Let me turn the volume up. That was too low. Jeez Louise. Let me blow your all's eardrums out. Here you go. Let me give you a better one. Here we go. There we go. Thank you for that, Kel. Very cute. Very, very cute. You slather yourself in 75. 75 SPF. That was a cute joke. I like that one. Hey, Spins. Spins is lurking. Look at you, man. What do you mean your comments aren't coming through, Lauren? I see you commenting. That was cute, right? Oh, I'm sorry, Lauren. Sometimes YouTube can be a little bit bossy pants. They won't let you put what you want. They do me that way all the time, and I'm writing it over here in StreamYard, and they're like, yeah, YouTube won't let you write that. I'm like, okay, fine. Steph, yeah, you have to deal with dad jokes over here still, you know. It was a cute joke, right, Michelle? Super cute. YouTube can be ding dongs. I know. Morgana's going to go to Arby's and get her some potato cakes. So, Michelle and Taylor, if you're still here, anybody else that's here that's new also, we're called Crime Cafe. We talk a lot of crime and we talk a lot of cafe. We talk about food and drinks over here a lot. We do. Um, I'm sorry, Lauren. I'm sorry, Lauren. I love you. We love you. Thank you for the joke, Kel. I like to try to lighten the mood. You're new? Are you new, Spence? Are you, though? Really? Mm-hmm. Talking about what all morning? What have you been talking about all morning? Morgana said, yeah, Spence, me and QB were talking about it all morning. What were you talking about? Oh, the potato cakes. You were. I was like, wait a minute. Your whole, like, that whole Discord chat, y'all was just going on and on and on about Arby's potato cakes. And I saw something about loose lettuce or something. I'm like, lettuce on a roast beef sandwich? No. Mm-mm. But I love me some potato cakes, especially the crunchier and the greasier, the better, right? Oh, you guys. You love food and drinks, so you'll fit right in. Yeah. Yes, Kayleen, and diamond painting, absolutely. They just brought them back. I know. Go ahead, Kel. We'll take it. Kel says, I have another joke, but it involves a toilet, so Margaret probably wouldn't approve. Shredded lettuce on a roast beef. No. Oh, Margaret's getting spicy. She said, go ahead and tell it, Kel. Nothing bothers me now. Steph broke her in nice and good. Yeah. Let's have the right Spins. I can't do lettuce on a roast beef sandwich. No. No. Steph said the kind of roast beef sandwiches I'm used to. Yeah. Ooh, what? What do you mean? Like, if I've ever had a roast beef sandwich, it's been from Arby's. Okay, here we go. Kel's got another joke. Crime joke time. How does a detective solve crimes by sitting on the toilet? Oh, God. It's untelling. How does a detective solve crimes by sitting on the toilet? How does a detective solve crimes by sitting on the toilet? Right, Margaret. I'm waiting. How does a detective solve crimes by sitting on the toilet? I'm not sure. He flushes out clues? Margaret says it's got to be something about flushing. I don't see it, Kel. Kayleen said tinkling about it. YouTube must have banned your comment, Kel. That sucks. Michelle said, I think wiping is involved. See, it's so gross, even YouTube don't want it. Oh, that's funny. I like Kayleen's he's tinkling about it. Yeah, must be PG-13, Kel. That's so funny. Oh, man, I got one little bitty mm. 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 Kel's broke down now. She's like, and now I'm mad. Doggone it. I didn't see the frog pic you sent last night, Morgan. I'm gonna have to go back and look. Michelle says it's because I'm up into this case that you came up. Oh, wow. It's because I'm into this case that you came up. So glad you're covering this. Stay on it, please. I will. I plan to, and I actually plan to go all the way through to the trial if they go through with it. I would really like to. And there's another one that's very similar to this. There's another one that's where there's her name was Alexis Avila. I can't remember. And she's in New Mexico too. It's crazy pants, right? They have very similar names. And she threw her baby in a dumpster. Like there's proof of her. Like there's like literally surveillance CCTV footage of her throwing her baby in the toilet or in the dumpster. And I wouldn't mind taking a look at that one too. Oh, I see. All right. So finally, let's look. Let's look. Crime joke time. How does a detective solve crimes by sitting on the toilet? By process of, and I think we can all figure out the last word is elimination. Even though it's not letting her write the word elimination. I'm sorry. But here, we'll give you the ba-dump bump. That was good. That was good. That was cute. By process of elimination. Shiraz is like, of nation. I don't know, Steph. I don't know. YouTube's on one today. They're like, Kel's like, that was horrible. No, it would have been good if YouTube wouldn't have been such a little rascally rabbit. They're being the mostest, right? Jeez. That's right. That baby did live. You're right, Michelle. Alexis Avila or Avila. I don't know how to say her last name. That baby did live. What did they charge her with? And do you know what's going on with that one? I mean, I've seen it. Some of the stuff started popping up when I was looking for Lexi's stuff, but yes, Lauren. Very similar names. It's hard to keep them straight. Steph can't find any pics of it, but roast beef subs in New Bedford are thin sliced and roasted and served hot with cheese and mayo and toppings. I don't know. Homeless people thought it was perhaps a cat in there and they dumpster dove. Saved the baby and he lived. That girl is doing at least 10 years in prison. Okay. Wow. Kel, honey, I had no idea. I mean, tomorrow it'll let you use every cuss word in the book, but for some reason it won't let you say the process of elimination. How weird is that? All the frog logs, and you can't say elimination. Oh, really? Hmm. Oh, she's in prison. So she got 10 years, you said? 16 years. Okay. Well, good for her. They can tell by your name, Steph. That's why you get away with it. He lived, but only because of the homeless dumpster divers. I remember that, didn't it show someone walk by there and they get the baby? You can see her, like, you can see whoever gets the baby out, like, holding it and looking at it and, like, yeah, there was a video. Kel, do you mean the video where it shows them getting the baby out of the dumpster? It just shows her pull up in her car. She gets out of her car, gets something, throws it in the dumpster, gets in her car and drives off like nothing. And it was hours later too, wasn't it? Like, this was daytime when she dumped it, and I feel like it was nighttime or dark when the baby was actually pulled out of the dumpster. Yep. Yep. They thought it was a kitten or something crying, and it was a human baby boy, right? Crazy. I know, Lauren, but there's Martin, someone else, a couple people said 16 years. It was dark and cold. Yeah. Wow. Crazy pants. All right, you guys, I'm going to scoot on out of here. My Discord's going off like crazy pants too. Hold on. Y'all in there talking about potato cakes crack me up. But I'm going to go ahead and scooch on out. And we'll be back tomorrow, probably about the same time. I'm going to say 12, 1, somewhere around in there, give or take. So you still keep thinking it's your Discord, Shiraz? Oh. Well, thank you for stopping in, Michelle. I'm glad that you stayed and hung out with us for a little bit. Absolutely. Eastern Daylight Time, yes. I always say Eastern Standard. That's just what I'm used to saying. See you tomorrow, Lauren. But yeah, we're going to talk more about Alexee Trevizo tomorrow. We're going to share the police body cam stuff, watch the interviews with the staff, maybe look at some documents. I'd like to take a look at this wrongful death stuff, but I don't know if we'll have time. That might have to be a different video too. So, but you guys be safe today. Have a good rest of your day. And I'll see you back tomorrow. Make sure to hit the thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new, and thank you if you already did. Hashtag replay in the comments section down below if you're watching on the replay. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye, everybody. I love you.